They'll probably say, where exactly are you going with this? I see you really trying to take it there. Old school flow, chew you out, ain't fair, Jordan.
Yeah, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Zah back at you real quick. I did this take about 4 times. All my shit is unscripted, so, you know, I don't have no notes. I'm not taking no notes. I'm going to leave that for my podcast that should be coming up real soon. I just bought the computer. Well, as far as the laptop, that's going to need to run the program. Now, you know, it's, you know, money-wise, picking up other little things in order to get the podcast off the ground. And then plus choosing the name that I want to make the podcast. I already know basically what I want to talk about. But that's besides the point, man. Shout out to Proving Our Point. They always support the channel, always been there since even before the channel would begin, started from day one. Shout out to NoHo, you know what I mean? And of course, Proving Our Point for NoHo. Shout out to 4D TV. Go ahead and check him out on YouTube. He do got a giveaway going on right now. Earphones, keyboards, you know what I mean? Earphones, mouses, like gaming shit, like just go ahead and check it out. He'll tell you exactly what you need to do to have a chance at winning that. Shout out to Neighbors Av, Stay Ready 167. Go ahead and check him out on IG. That's all music. But anyways, when I got a link to a lot of Katie Spencer, I haven't forgot you. I just gotta, you know what I mean? I'm gonna get to you in my next video. But besides that point, man, to whoever I felt to mention, who I was supposed to mention, Dispensa. But anyways, man, basically you can tell by the title exactly what this video is about. And it's going to be about the coronavirus. And I know a lot of people are going to look at it and be like, what the hell is this fool Zah talk about? But if you've been paying attention to what I've been saying, I've been giving you a general idea that I'm not just trying to stay in one bracket, which is the prison bracket, which a lot of channels were created after this channel. I mean, the proof is in the pudding, and they will, and a lot of them will say it, but that's besides the point. As long as you can get your money on here, IG, wherever you do, I don't care if you use my name in a million things. If you can get your money off of it, kudos, because everybody should be able to get. It's hard times right now. It's about to get a lot harder, and I'm about to tell you why. The whole thing with the coronavirus, where I want to speak on this, because everybody acting like it's something new. The coronavirus have been around since forever. They got it on Lysol bottles. The only difference from that one to the one now is because I think somebody genetically engineered it to make it a lot stronger and to do more and have more of an impact. It's funny that the point in time that they chose to release this certain virus, because if it's been around and nobody has ever been affected by it, you've never heard about it in the hospital, but you see it on the back of that Lysol can, you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm gonna say. I'll go into why I think it was released, and you know what I mean, and try to give a general idea why I'm speaking on this video, outside of the fact that people are up in arms about the fact that so many people are speaking on the coronavirus, but they choose not to speak on the AIDS virus. And I'm gonna try to break it down for you. They've been trying to cure AIDS for the longest times, and for some people they think that they actually got a cure for AIDS. Me myself, I also believe that there's a cure for it, but to the highest bidder. You got the money to pay for it, you got it. They got AZT pills that keep you from the virus from even being detected in your blood. But I heard they got one even stronger, to where they not only detect it, but it's pretty much a cure. You can actually have intercourse with another person and not transmit it to them. They got pills now that people can take in order to keep from contracting HIV and AIDS. So that's why they're not focused on that as much. Also, it's also like a long time ago they had the reason they don't focus on it so much outside of what I've just described is a simple fact that one time they had a strain of the AIDS virus in New York that was so strong, they had no cure for it. AZT pills and nothing that they had was working. Of course, they no longer speak on that, but that was due to the fact that people started having unprotected sex once they realized that you could prolong your life with these pills and almost and keep you from suffering some of the things you would did if you didn't have the pills, or if you was relying on the old way of taking care of that disease. I already described that. I'm telling you why the coronavirus is so important right now, because it's not only, I won't say an epidemic, but it's a pandemic. And if not on a pandemic on the scale that other people are used to, it's a pandemic. The shit continues to get closer and closer and closer. A lot of people are worried. You know, I went to the gym, I see cats with masks on. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I seen it in Walmart, which Walmart within itself is a concentration camp that will be enacted if it's wartime, or if, you know what I mean, certain liberties are broke down. You know, people declare martial law. Like what might happen if certain presidents are outed out of the White House, but you know, that's besides the point. I ain't gonna get into all that. But the reason people speak about the coronavirus, because it's a real thing. The incubation time between AIDS and coronavirus is a lot different. AIDS, they got a lot of shit that can keep you from dying for a long time. So that's why they're not worried about it. They probably already got the cure, so they're not even worried about it. You got the money to pay for it, you're cool. But see, now the coronavirus is affecting everybody. And maybe it may not affect your family yet, but let it get a little bit closer and it's going to reach out and touch you. Seeing that it's airborne, you know what I mean? And then plus, you know, from touch. And a lot of people don't wash their hands. There's a lot of dirty motherfuckers out there, but that's besides the point, man. That's why they speak about the coronavirus so much. That's why people shouldn't be so up in arms about AIDS and not and worrying about why they're not speaking about that, but they're speaking about the coronavirus. The coronavirus is a real thing. It's not just like the flu, and it will kill you. And I believe before they even get a good hold on it, it's gonna kill a lot of people. But there's reasons for that. You notice it started in China. Let me tell you, China right now got somewhere up to 1 billion, almost 1.5 billion, because it's like 1,400,000,000 and something, 479 million, and then some thousand, and then hundreds, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna break it down like that, but basically, that's a lot of times when these pandemics are created, it's when the population is just so overpopulated. If you really just break down and really get into science and all that, you know what I mean? Not even science, but really pay attention to the planet. They cannot sustain. It can't sustain that much life. There's so many people in this world. Period. It's just overrunning our resources, and that's what happens. And when and every time a population grows to that point and it starts, you know, hinging on people suffering because the population is too growth. Here comes a pandemic. They had the black plague. They had the Spanish flu. They had the measles. Not the measles, but there's another one that was supposedly created. And what did it do? It obliterated the majority of the population, and humanity was at its greatest again. You know what I mean? It flourished, it thrived, wars, blah blah blah, whatever. People create these diseases. The coronavirus had already been out there. It's been here. It's just somebody genetically engineered it in order to control the population. I can guarantee you, and you know, I won't even say guarantee, but basically it's gonna knock down so many people before they get a hold of it. But I can guarantee you this: it's gonna make a major impact on a lot of the population. It's already in China, but see, in China, I think that's how it started. They did what they did. It got out, but I think they did it basically to drop their population. There's so many Chinese that they're pushing over the borders into Russia. That's why there's a lot of Russians that look like along their border that look Chinese, because they've already pushed over across the borders into their country. So this is population control. That's what I think the coronavirus was created for. It's already been here. Nobody has died from it, but all of a sudden you got a mutated strain that's just obliterating people. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna get into numbers exactly how many people died. I'm just gonna tell you like this, so we don't go around in circles. Wash your hands. Wash your hands, and you're gonna be good. Unless you got a next door neighbor or somebody personally in your face, I really wouldn't even trip on it. Like I said, you got dudes Michael Jackson and right now in the gym. We were laughing about a dude in Walmart that had a full basket of water, and I wasn't really laughing at the fact that he had the water. It's just the extremes. It's like, I know that eventually it will get to that point, but right now it's just like, it's kind of comic to see people in that sort of mood. Like they're just like end of the world type shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I wanted to say, man. For the people that's like up in arms about the coronavirus and AIDS virus and why they're not talking on the AIDS virus as much as the coronavirus, because AIDS virus is not an immediate threat. Coronavirus is constantly moving. It's constantly moving from one place to the other, and people are constantly getting sick and people are constantly dying. And if you're of age, like my age, that respiratory, they had a flu that I had not that long ago that hit your respiratory and made you feel as if you had asthma, and they were giving you asthma sprayers and COPD, I think it was COPD sprayers in order to control that because you could hardly breathe. You would be good in the morning, but at night you feel like you're dying. So yeah, I think they created it. I think they not just created it, I think they took a strain of genetically modified it in order to be more aggressive, and I think they released it in China just to control the population. You figure the orphans is overrun. It's so they don't even have enough space in their orphanage. People are on the streets. You already know they get down as far as like if you don't have a boy, you know what I mean, you have too many kids, they want to, you know, send the daughter off to brothels, or, you know, you miraculously come up missing and things. And it's not me speaking on China because, like I said, it's not that type of video. It's just my point on the coronavirus and why I think it is the way it is. But like I said, do your history. Just look at the timelines. If you and don't tell me that there's not homies out here that don't really pay attention to this. It's a lot of homies on the conspiracy tip, you know what I mean, that really like to break down all the and connect the dots. Most of your smartest people are in prison right now. You know what I'm saying? I won't say put myself on that level and say I'm a smart cat. I just pay attention. I'm an observer, but that's how you do when you're living in prison. I've been like that since I was a little kid, but even in prison, you learn to hone those type of skills, paying attention to the atmosphere as far as like when there's tension, when shit is shifting, people that move with each other that you never used to see with each other. And you know, you basically can tell who's going to get whacked, who's going to get this, who got this coming. It's one of those things, like an heightened instinct, you know what I mean? Just due to the fact that you've been around it so long, you spot it, you know what I mean? You spot it, and that's what people are doing out here right now. I ain't the only one that got conspiracy. That's what I'm saying. I can't wait till I get my podcast, because I'm going to be talking about all types of shit that's not only conspiracy but relevant shit as far as politics and things along those lines. Even right now, people, and this is off the subject, but a lot of people don't understand, man, like with the thing with Trump. Trump controls absolutely nothing. Trump is what you would consider a puppet. When they had Bush in office, Bush had one thing in mind, and that was to get back Iraq for trying to assassinate his father the first time. And what did they do? They sent the troops in under false pretense, took the oil regardless, no weapons of mass destruction, but yet Saddam Hussein got and all his sons. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he did exactly what he set out to do when he got into office. He may not have did it right, and the economy suffered a lot, but he did exactly what he needs to do. He regained his father's honor, and he avenged him, even though he didn't die. But they did try to assassinate him in Iraq. Now, a lot of people didn't think Trump would win. You know what I'm saying? And now people are boo-hooing about the fact that you got this dude that speaks radical and reckless. But that's just a part of it. You can't change that fact. You can reach for impeachment and all this other stuff, and that's cool. Everybody's entitled to what they think and how they feel. But at the end of the day, there's consequences to that action. You know, you got people right now threatening, and there's real people out there that are like that. You got people threatening right now that if they were to oust President Trump, that they would start smacking on fools in the street. Now you got to think about it. People hate on Republicans. Like I said, I vibe a little bit more with the conservative view, because a lot of Dems are a little bit confused. Even right now, they're so at each other's throats, and the Republicans are sitting back just like, hey, you know, if you impeach Trump, basically we got another one to step up. But they're throwing all their backing behind him, because at the end of the day, they may not like him, but they support it. They stay loyal to their party. The Dems are trying to gut each other right now in order to be the next one to be like, oh, well, I'm the one that ousted President Trump. Like I said, this is not this is off topic from what I was talking about, but this is not to push Trump into light and be like, oh, I'm a Trump supporter. It had nothing to do with that at all. It's just, you got to see the bigger picture. A lot of people, look at what you should do is you should be not so much against gun laws. You should be arming yourself, and that's not a call to arms, but you should be arming yourself and be a little bit more You know what I'm saying? And just, cause shit eventually is gonna hit the fan. It ain't just with this president. People hate this president, the fact he says certain things, but he only says what the other people want to hear. What people been wanting to say, but just never had the nuts. That's why I say they use dude as a patsy. He fucking raised the underlying racism that's been in America since forever. But see, if you was a dark patriot, and that's what most people are. Trust me, give it about 5 or 6 years, you'll start to hear that. What a dark patriot is. But I'm not going to get into that. All I'm going to say like this, man. Coronavirus, a real thing. Stock up on water. Take care of your family. Wash your freaking hands. And you should be alright. If you got a motherfucker living next to you that got the coronavirus, keep your distance. But understand it is airborne and you won't be shaking hands and all that good stuff. Now, the ones that complain about AIDS, you may not got a cure, but you got a lot of pills, you got a lot of stuff that can prolong your life. This shit right here kill you. And there's nothing to protect you from that unless your body's miraculously beat it. But that's besides the point. Like I said, this video I expected to get many views, but if I'm gonna start talking about things that I want to talk about, here you go. And on that note, I'm your boy Zod, and I'm out.
Y'all probably say, where exactly are you going with this? I see you really trying to take it there. Old school flows chew you out, ain't fair, Jordan.